I actually put a vlog on
Okay.
yesterday
Yeah.
for the time we've been in Kampala and
Okay.
everything.
Yeah.
So you were telling me.
Yeah. So it wasn't the thing I wanted to do. At the time I started, my elder sister and my brother had already. Well, already one was a magistrate. My sister was a magistrate. My brother was already in Kisumu. As an advocate. I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to do broadcast communication. That time, it was big. We had one TV station. Now suddenly there were two. So there were jobs. And I felt that is the thing I wanted to do. But I couldn't get into the training here. It was only Kenya Institute of Mass Communication and Marathon and Daystar. The school at UON was postgraduate, so you have to do a diploma and then go there. I think, that was it. And I just couldn't get into any of those schools. So I didn't want to go to the place I had been called to study, like Kipia. So
were you in an 844?
844, yeah. 844, yeah. So another sister had been in India, so she suggested, why don't you go to India and do this journalism you want to do? So I felt, let me go. So I went to India, but okay, before I went, we applied, but there was no journalism. So I applied for law. So I was taken for law. So when my letter said law, so when I went there, I still was fixated on doing journalism, but the school of journalism was very ugly.
It was ugly.
It was very ugly. It was full of Indians. The law school was whitewashed. Guys were neat.
But how was it being in a new area?
We were 18. We were silly, man. We were so silly. It was a big culture shock. But we were very lucky. They were in the town I went. At that time, there were about 600 Kenyans. So we were very lucky to just flow in. And I think ours was the biggest group because we were about 100 guys. We increased the population.
Were you guys staying in the same area or something?
No. Hey, the town we were in is the size of Nairobi.
It's massive.
By Indian standards, it's like Majengo. It's not like Kisumu. It's a small town.
India is massive.
India is big, so it was quite an eye opener to be. And then the good thing, the Indians had sort of adapted to our lifestyles. We eat meat. They had beef there. Other states never used to have beef. They used to have buffalo meat because beef is sacred.
Were there foreigners with the restaurants?
No. With businesses, rarely. India was a very closed economy. India didn't allow us to work, for example, so you couldn't be a model. But some of my classmates became footballers, professional ones.
In India?
In India.
Okay.
There was a guy called Peter. He was a Kisumu guy. He used to play for Kisumu All Stars those days. He was a professional footballer. There's a guy who's a magistrate now, played club football. So it was that actually, the thing that took me to law, two things. One was my friend who I was living with, and the other was the fact that the school was so neat compared to the other.
To the other one,
the other was so untidy. That's where we used to do our exams. And it was big, but it was so untidy.
Okay. So how did you decide to take it on? Because someone might have something they want to do, but they just can't give it all that, In another field, they'll do a lot than in a specific field. So how did you actually accept law and just take it on?
Well, I had all the building blocks for law. I had done well in all the things they needed. But I was still very, starstruck by media. I was a lot more into that.
You loved it,
I thought I would write very well. And I felt my sister and my brother are already in this thing. I won't be making much of a splash. Did it. But when I now got there, I said, let me use the building block and see where I can go with this thing. And it got very fascinating after the first year. And it became absolutely good going forward.
I think I found law so interesting.
So I still have the writing. I can't physically write, but I have an idea. In fact, many times when I have an idea, I just write it down. I type it somewhere. But I don't know if I would have enjoyed being a journalist.
Oh, you think so?
I don't think so. Because you see, I would have to sort of either be freelance or employed.
Yeah.
I realize I'm not a very good employee.
But what would you say? Just 1 minute, let me check.
Check it yourself.
Yeah.
Is the lighting poor? Can I switch on the light?
I think it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the sun.
Oh.
Yeah. But so why don't you write a book?
I can. I'm just too lazy.
Too lazy.
Yeah. I think. Okay, what I do is I write small notes on my diary to remind me of certain events in my career. And I think if I grabbed all my diaries, I'd write a really nice book.
But then what's the importance of holding on? Because I feel like nowadays, people our age, like I'd want to do something, then see someone else doing something, then I hop on, then I see someone else doing something, then I hop on. Like, what's the secret behind holding on? Like telling yourself,
I'm doing this.
I'm doing this alone, and I'm going with it.
The beauty with what your generation has, which we didn't have, is that it's very dynamic. The law that I studied, for example, something like environmental law was a topic. And when we did resource management or land management, now it's a whole unit with many things. For example, environment has environmental compliance, it has water, it has nuclear, it has a lot of stuff. So when you hold on, you still have tributaries where you can go, which I didn't have at the time when. So even if you start something and you feel you can branch out, for your generation, there's a lot you can do. For us, we were sort of hampered. We were hampered in one thing. We didn't have a lot of development in law. We were very, so even for me, my thinking sometimes, that thing is new. I should have. So I try to follow up new things. I'm trying to learn those new things. But before, it wasn't important. You just say, I did environmental law as a unit, as a topic, not even a unit. It was a topic.
So what's the importance of knowledge?
So now the good thing with the knowledge, like you have a foundation. So at whatever tributary you flow into, you know that you can actually hack it. So you have the low background, and you're now going into, for example, there's a water tribunal on this ring road here. So if you go to the tribunal there, you don't know anything about water, but you know that your procedure is this one. You start off by saying this, this. So that foundation helps you to then flow into whatever that tribunal is doing. Maybe it's just talking about water quality. So you know that, if I have to do any case here, I have to have at least a record of what the quality of water is, how they're making sure that it's pure, who is affected. So that's a building block. That's the importance of having training. Have the training in place, and then use it now in the other places. You'll be malleable enough to flow into the other areas.
So what would you advise, because most of us love to have fun, so what would you advise someone my age, someone like me? I'm just 20 years now, and I just want to, because the good thing is that I sit down and I think. That's one thing I love about myself. I sit down and I think, and I try to ask myself why. So like, I've been realizing, like, every single day I'm trying to keep myself disciplined. Let's say the gym, or now I'm taking on swimming, just to keep myself disciplined. And I used to think it's wrong, because people would say like swimming is a waste of time, or going to the gym is a waste of time, but it actually helps staying disciplined. So what do you think, what would you advise someone like me who wants to have fun, but the only way I can make it is to be disciplined?
There's still a lot of fun in discipline. You're at an age of exploration, so still it's like a secondary teenage. From say up to 25 is your time to just, you see, one of the things about it, the guys you will meet between now and 25 are your friends for life. The ones you were with in high school, you will be in touch, but you'll find that your relationships are not as strong as they were at that stage. Right now it's because you don't have any other friends. But the ones you meet at varsity now, those are the guys. So it depends on, it's a funny apex, because right now you don't have resources. So let's assume your fun is to travel.
Yeah.
You might not go very far because you can't fly very far.
Yeah.
You don't have the money.
Yeah.
So it's to just fit in to your apex.
Yeah.
Like, I can travel to Kakamega. I've never been there. Let's go.
Yeah.
So that's a sort of thing that you do for fun. The problem with not doing it now is that you try and do it when you're older and you can't do it because your mates are not there.
Yeah.
The places have changed. The places you wanted to go have changed. My own regret is that I really liked to travel, but I couldn't. And now I'm trying to travel and I don't know where to go.
Okay.
So I explore one at a time. I say, this year I'll do this one. Next year. That time I used to say every 3 months I have to go somewhere. Once I'll go. So it's really because of scarcity of funds. Otherwise, if you had the money, you don't even need a lot. Dinner? Or what do you need?
I have money.
Okay, so. Yeah, so what really you need is to like pool. What we guys used to do is like in Assam, just pool and drive to Eldoret and come back.
I think because you see, I've started to realize like sometimes it's all about the experience. Because even where I am right now, like I've told you, I'm starting to love Kisumu more because I know here I'm way more disciplined than anywhere else. Like when I just told you I was in Kampala like last week. Like I started losing focus. I wasn't reading anymore.
You're not swimming.
I'm not swimming.
You're not going
I'm not going to the gym. So I feel like I have to go back.
And that's just 2 or 3 days. So whatever it was a month, it'd be sliding back. But you've mentioned something that's important, the discipline aspect. Because it's an age of responsibility. Once you get your ID, anything can happen.
Anything. I realize that the law is real.
Yeah, it's real.
Like people play with the law.
Yes. You play with it, it messes you up and it can mess you badly. So you just keep an even keel of, okay, I'm able to do this to this level. Don't do anymore.
Yeah, but I'm starting to love life more.
One other thing about life is to live it. Just live it. Don't have a limit. Just say, okay, I'm going to eat a chocolate today. The doctor said I don't eat it. I'll eat it. I'll eat it today. Maybe tomorrow I won't, but today I'll eat it. I keep telling my friends when we go out and we have a barbecue and they're picking food, I tell them, no. The wages of sin will be paid tomorrow. Today we just sin. We just eat.
Okay.
So sometimes it's in that moment, just do it. Just do it. The problem with not doing it is likely in a day you regret it. I should have done it. You don't want that.
Like yesterday I was supposed to meet you. I was supposed to come here yesterday. But then I caught up with Abdul.
Okay. Oh, he's still around?
Yeah, he's around.
Oh, great. I met him at the supermarket.
But then I was like, because time was going and I'm like, I didn't get to see Baba Luanga.
No.
It hurt me.
Yesterday was a washout. Because I was here, but I had a mechanic over. That mechanic took until about this time, 5 o'clock. And then I needed to do something from 5 to about 8. So I left again. So you didn't have phone.
I was actually about to call you, then I saw your message.
Yesterday. Today. Today I was easy. I just didn't know what time you would come in, but I wasn't going. I just went out to try and get that book. But I found that it's been dispatched today, not yesterday. So I'll get it tomorrow.
So what? Just to finish it off, what would you like advise?
The thing about your age set is to grab the opportunity. And many times we as parents will just support. My generation my generation, we were guided by parents. You guys are not. You actually make your own choice, which is easier, and parents just sort of flow into that choice, which is a lot easier for us. When I told my dad I want to do journalism, broadcast journalism, he told me my brother used to read news when he was in standard 6. So I'm going to do that as a job. He was putting me down and telling me that thing has already been done and you can do it anyway, but you need a better training than the one to just keep you locked up. So when I came back from my LLB, I wanted to again do media. I even tried out. I got into, I would have done an advertisement. I didn't, but I used to do script writing. I just used to do script writing for a guy at Nation, and then I stopped. So I realized I can do it. I know I can do it in future. I realize I can still do it. But what I have with me is, for example, if they tell me, come and talk to us, I'll definitely talk about law. I'll go in there with that knowledge, or that foundation of knowledge. And then because I've traveled a bit, I can also talk to them about some other facet related to law from another place. That's the beauty of now. A wide, you don't restrict yourself to one area, one group. Try and branch out to make a full network. Even if you don't go to Paris, a guy in Paris can tell you, in Paris we do it like this. So now you can talk about it with some authority. So you don't need to physically be there. Just make that network wide enough, so that you're able to get that many experiences. Now it's easy. Those days are cook on the internet. So you have to write a letter. That letter may not be replied to. To reply to a poster disappears with your letter. Now you can just, at the click of something, be in touch with somebody out there. You can quick. Very good information. So it's a very different world. We are just trying to fit in it, but otherwise this one is not ours.
Can you like actually see the transition?
It's too big. A small example, if I needed to do a case tomorrow, 10 years ago, I would need to photocopy my everything. Right now, I find it on my phone, not even a computer, on my phone. I edit, I just hook it up to another portal. I have no paper involved. I just send it there, and it's my case for tomorrow. Unlike 10 years ago, where I have to, not only do I have to photocopy, I have to travel to that court. See, it's in Homa Bay. I go to Homa Bay physically. Now I don't need to do it. It's a big change in the manner in which we actually practice. How to get information, how to translate that information into pleadings. We are a bit traditional about some other things, but you can see the transitions are many. In my day, a small claim was like, you have to go to a big court to do a very small case. Now they have a court specifically for small cases. So there's big changes everywhere.
Actually,
it's a good thing to just have a foundation. And we encourage. There are people who have that foundation, like you're an architect, but you like photography, and it's what's bringing food to the table. You do it. Your architecture is just in the background.
I think that that perspective is what we don't have, because we feel like we have to do the professional jobs.
No, you don't have to be enslaved by the professional jobs. In fact, when you think about a training, think about the one which will employ, you'll be self-employed at. Yes, you can be employed, but the one which, when you leave that place, you can come and do yourself and make a living out of, that's the one.
That would be nice. I enjoy having convos with you. They inspire me a lot.
You know, anytime you feel like you just come over. Or call.
Thank you very much.
It's a very, I mean, just to have that. See, my own father told me, because he left this country for Makerere at 19. And I mean, in his village, there was nobody who had gone to university. And his village is now a sub-county. It was that big, and his results were brought by a colonial administrator. They looked for him, they couldn't find him. But the schools were of the children of chiefs. So they went to the chief and said, your child has become number one, get him. So the boy was fishing from the forest and told, you have to go to Makerere. What is Makerere? They didn't know those things. So that's a totally different, and he kept telling us, have the foundation. You can do anything else once you have that foundation. So you can even do a different thing, like just do law, and then you decide. Like for me, I wanted to be a building economist. When I did my law, I wasn't able to do it, but I've done a few training. I've done one training in physical planning, and I was saying, if I ever do a PhD, I won't do a law one. I'll do one in urban planning. And then there's never an age to stop. You just continue.
Yeah, you just keep going.
Just continue.
Because it won't stop.
Yeah, if you stop pedaling, you fall off. So continue. Just every year try and do something that is out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Read a different thing. Go to a place where you thought you'd never go.
Yeah.
Meet a person who you thought you'd never meet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just look for them and say, I want to come and see you. And you go to a guy and tell him, I just want to talk to you. They're very shocked by that. Yeah, but they appreciate it that you actually made an effort.
Yeah, I actually want to start talking to older people just to gain that wisdom. Yeah. Because I feel like it's important.
What we like about your generation is that you're very bold. You're not afraid. As we were intimidated by things, we slowed ourselves down because we feared the unknown.
Yeah.
For your generation, you're able to translate some of that fear into a very good product.
Yeah.
Which we were not able to. We didn't have that courage to go out and do it. Yeah.
Okay.
So looking back, if I was your age, I would have done. There were so many opportunities that we spanned. I regret that we didn't do them, but we didn't know any better.
Yeah.
We never thought this would go very far.
Yeah.
For example, when I was doing my master's, there was a thing called electronic law.
Yeah.
Electronic law is about control of the internet and so forth.
Yeah.
At that point, I did not know the internet. I was encountering the internet for the first time.
Yeah.
I didn't have a mobile phone.
Yeah.
So how was I going to know that one day data would be protected? Data would be an asset.
Yeah.
That was 20 years ago. It made no sense to me. So what? Data? I have to type my work. I'd rather write.
You guys
and I dropped out of the class. Yeah, I dropped out of the unit.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I was there for a week and I regret. Because if I had done that thing that time and built up on it, I would be direct commissioner for data, something. I would be some clever computer chief. Yeah. But understand, I came from a place where I had no computer in my office. We used to handwrite our everything, we give it to the secretary, she types it. So now I'm being told everything is about a computer here. Quite strange. My colleague at the university has done a thing called space law.
Space law?
Yeah. Yesterday, on Thursday, we were discussing him and we said, this guy won't stay here. He's not been in the country. We had his graduation in September.
Yeah.
He hasn't been in the country since.
For real?
He hasn't come back.
Because he did space law.
We're in the same group. So I see him cancelling all classes. He's supposed to be teaching, but he's in Rwanda, he's in South Africa, he's in Morocco. He's doing all those lectures of space law. There are only, I think, 3 or 4 space law experts in Africa.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Space. Kenya hata hatuna use. Even just an idea, let's have a spacecraft.
Yeah.
He doesn't have, he did it out there, knowing that it might not work here, but he knows that he's a global citizen. He'll go anywhere.
So finding that opportunity.
Now even your supervisor was supervised by the next guy, so he can't even fail you. There are only 3 or 4 of you.
Yeah.
So he's looking at an idea and it's even probably new to him. So yeah.
So that's interesting. Yeah. Making the right choice.
Just make a choice. Get your foundation well enough, and then I'll build on it. Because for you, there's so many things you can do with it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And don't be afraid. I mean, this thing.
Yeah.
If you're afraid,
you
won't do it. So just do it.
Just do it.